today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to do an unboxing and a quick look at a pedal manufacturer that has become very good friends and very generous to the show. Whoa.
That was an unboxing and quick. An unboxing and a quick look is our way of saying we need more time to really figure this out.
But we can't wait to share the initial with you. And generally on these unboxings, quick look, the company has been helpful to us. And so...
Yeah, I almost feel like I did it under false pretenses. I got this in. I reached back at them like, we want to buy some more pedals from you. So we got this in, and it has been on my pedal board ever since we got it in.
Hence the little dirt mark right there. We've been playing outside.
Yes, it's already dirty. It's fantastic.
My first experience before we fired up the camera. It's huge.
And it needs... It has way more than I need it to have.
As in most things. If it doesn't have the 3 knobs, it's got 12 for you, right? Like It's either super simple or you need like a PhD.
So, yeah, and it I don't even know how to say it. It's... I would never... I'm not wise enough to use like a Strymon timeline or something.
Well, you're not trying to be the edge, right? You just want something under your chords. You want some nice stuff for your leads.
Right.
You're not looking to use it as a rhythmic type of thing.
But it has like everything you want. If you want an analog delay, it has an analog delay. If you want a digital delay, it has a digital delay. If you want to have modulation on your delay or have your trails degrade, if you want like kind of the tape echo thing.
Right.
It's kind of like it has it all in there. It has presets, and presets are super, super easy to get a hold of. I think you would have maybe 9 presets on board, like without doing anything. And then if you get into MIDI, you could have like hundreds of presets. And if you need 100 presets for your delay, you're spending too much time. Maybe like it's more than you could ever really use, I think. So it has all that, and then it has some other features that are really cool. It is a fun pedal to play with. We thought tonight we'd give you highlights. Let's unbox and quick look the highlights, the things that I think make this pedal stand out over other delay pedals, instead of trying to turn and get into every knob.
Which, this being new for them as well, right? The Mako Series, I believe this is the first pedal in the Mako line.
Right. So relatively new for Walrus. Mm-hmm. You have, at the top, you have time, repeats, and mix. And if you've played with delay pedals, you kind of have an idea what time. Yeah, check. We got that.
Right.
So where this one becomes interesting is 2 places. One is the tweak knob, which goes with this whole 3-way toggle that says mod, tone, and age. And then the other one is the attack knob. That's kind of an interesting thing. So we thought, tell you what the attack knob does, talk about the tweak knob, show you how to make presets and save presets and how to get between them. And, maybe from there we'll come back to it. You have 5 programs. You have a digital... there's no way I'll read that.
I can't.
Digital, mod, vintage, dual, and reverse. So there's 5 different programs that you can run. Let's start with the reference tone.
Revolta Mondata 8 through the Tyler Ampworks PT22. And we have to hit our Morley AB switch over there, because the beard played in the beginning. That was with the Barber Direct Drive, now without.
It's a mess tonight.
Yeah.
It's a mess. All right, let's talk the tweak knob, or the attack knob, because I think that's really interesting. So you're probably used to the mix knob, which is going to bring your level of repeats up. So I'm going to turn the attack all the way down. Can you give like some like hit with the cuts, like the quick staccato thing, so we can hear the repeat? So sometimes when you run your mix high, those initial repeats, the first couple, would maybe start to get in the way of what you're playing.
Right.
So the attack knob, let's read it to them.
They took a long time to figure out how they wanted to explain the attack knob. We don't want to rob them of that joy.
Right.
This is Colt and others there at
Right, I'm sure. Okay. The attack knob offers dedicated control over a volume envelope applied to the audio being fed to the delay line. This will soften the attack of the echoes if desired. The higher the attack setting, the longer it takes the signal feeding the delay line to fade up in volume. Okay, so there's a little bit more there. But essentially what's happening here is if I turn that attack knob way up, the first couple repeats are not going to be as loud because it's actually going to fade up and then repeat. So it's almost like almost like putting a swell on it, right? You're swelling into it and then out of it. So you hit it one more time with the staccato. I'll turn the attack all the way up and then we can hear the difference. Yeah. Yeah, I think I overshot it a little bit, but
right.
And then once you get the mix up so much, then you're getting into like 100% wet,
yeah,
right? If I have it all the way up, what do you get? So I kind of went by that point where the attack's not gonna. Anyway, so really interesting, and what I was finding, like when I was trying to set up a preset for myself, I was finding it really useful to like kind of get those first couple repeats where I wanted them. Mm-hmm. Like that one I used in the beginning. I think there's the attack on there is probably, about, if I remember correctly, a little less than 50%. So it's kind of just rubbing the top of them, the first couple off a little bit. All right. Tweak knob. This is interesting. You have 3 programs. You have the mod, the tone, and the age. And depending on what you're in, they're going to do different things. Mm-hmm. So we were playing with it in the digital mode earlier. And so the mod was doing like a, putting modulation on it.
Yeah.
The tone was putting an envelope filter on it, and then the age was almost adding some like distortion to it. So let's show each one individually. Are we all right with whatever we had as far as...
Let's hear it real quick.
So starting with mod. So you hear that? Mm-hmm. I'm going to turn that all the way off, go over to the
tone.
My gosh. So you hear that kind of filter change in the sound of the repeats. And then turn that all the way off, then go over to age. And this gets kind of bitty.
Yeah, it does. Bit crusher-ishy.
So it's interesting that we discovered that I can leave that up pretty high. If I go back, leave that up pretty high, and I go back to the tone, and then move that up pretty high, and then go back to the mod and move that up pretty high, they're all going to be on. right? So you can do like all of them.
Right.
Or you can just add some modulation or just add some tone or just add some age, like some distortion or overdrive to your signal. Or you can add wherever you want. And then it gets very, like if we go back to mod, let's turn that kind of down. Let's turn the age weight down and maybe leave that up a little bit. So you start changing all that. It's like, right. And that gives you a lot of control over the trails. And so when you get into the vintage or the kind of tape echoey sounds, it's pretty cool. Now, say we really, really liked that sound that you just had.
Actually, you landed on something pretty good.
We could scroll through by pushing both buttons here. So this is our on-off. This is our tap tempo. If we push both, we went from... Push both, we went from red to green, green to blue. Say we want to store it in blue. Hold them both down. We've now stored that sound in the blue, and that's all it is. That is fantastic. So, say you made two other presets you really like. Here we're in red now. So, wow. I mean, like I said, not even touching the pedal.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
But that is super handy. And we're in bank C, so there's 3 banks. If we go back to bank A, the red is what I was using in the beginning. Mm-hmm. So you would have that.
Yeah.
And so that one I was using trails, and you can hear the degrading in it, but it's like I think I set it up to be a little bit milder than that thing that we had a couple minutes ago.
Probably juiced it.
Yeah, I think that for a quick look, like not diving in. There's a lot of videos out there where people do some deep dives on it, but I have to admit, like I'm super impressed with it. Like I love it. And often what happens with a pedal like this that has a lot of features, I find the one preset that I really, really like, and it goes in and it stays there, and that's it.
You actually put 3 into this one.
I did. I put 3 in.
And you used 2.
I used 1, basically. But I can't even remember which it was and what I did with it, but it just sounds good. And, like, I think you can sit down and get a good sound out of it. Compact. A lot of power. Controlled on the fly with the tap tempo and stuff. And there's some other tricks and tips in there and things that you can do. When you did you say both amps when you did the thing?
Did I what? Sorry?
When you did the clean tone, did you say both amps?
I did not say both amps. I lied. I lied by omission. The second amp is a PV Classic 30.
Yeah, I think they're both.
Sorry about that. Yeah, we would run a stereo the whole time. So that wasn't just the Tyler. Although the sound that sounded really great was the Tyler. If there's something in one ear that doesn't sound as good, that's the PV.
Probably.
Sorry.
So, I think for a quick look, that's probably a long quick look.
Yeah. Quick. That's quick for us.
Yeah, check it out. It's amazing. If you want to delay, like the Swiss Army knife of delay pedals, and you want it to sound really good, actually, I got sold on this one. I think it was one of Walrus's videos. So Walrus has a couple videos out, and one, the guy's just kind of like playing and demoing it. And within the first 30 seconds, I was like, oh my gosh, that thing sounds amazing. Like the guy hits one note, and you're like, wow, that thing sounds great. So I love delay pedals that degrade and fade out.
Right. And I'm just looking. That's why we have I think 6 Walrus boxes here now.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We're loving them. So I think every time we're here at the end, we always take a second just to thank everybody that's watching, clicking on subscribe, hitting the notification button, clicking like, leaving comments, going to Facebook, Instagram. Anything you're doing to interact with the show really helps us out. And we just appreciate you tuning in. So thank you for that. And with that,
I'm PJ, on behalf of the Beard, reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.
Barber Electronics?
Yeah, Mr. Barber. And then you might go through a couple of those presets. I don't know what's going to happen.